Altitude?
We don't have. We're up to 1,000 feet, approximately 1,700.
603.
Confirm if possible if you can change your frequency to 119.7 to make sure you can receive radar instructions.
Just 60 kilometers from Lima, the pilots of Aero Peru Flight 603 are flying without instruments, hoping the tower can help bring them down alive.
Lima, 603.
Aero Peru
603, Lima.
We request vectors for ILS.
Runway
They
15.
seek the runway with the help of a guidance transmitter called the Instrument Landing System, or ILS. The ILS provides information on their course, while altitude information comes from the aircraft's transponder.
Affirmative. Maintain present altitude.
What level do we have? We have 4,000 feet. Can you confirm for us?
Correct. Maintain 4,000.
Schreiber and Fernandez have never experienced nor been trained for this emergency.
Auto throttle disconnect.
Really, we don't have any control.
Don't have any control, not even the basics.
Let's see. Check everything.
The airplane was controllable, but you first have to diagnose what's wrong. And it's very easy from 20/20 hindsight, sitting here in a chair on a nice sunny day, to say, this is what he should have done. But in the cold, dark night with bells and whistles going off, it's very difficult to analyze conflicting information that you're getting. This kind of a problem that they faced that night was probably one of 10 over the last 20 or 30 years that has been similar to this.
Over the dark Pacific Ocean, the pilots cannot determine altitude nor speed by sight. They request that the tower help guide them in.
Responding.
Airspeed is 0. All speeds. Right. Can you give us the airspeed, please, if you have us on the radar?
Yes, affirmative. As of 10 seconds,
It seems that you're climbing at level 6,000 at 22 miles south on heading 195.
The air traffic controller's computers calculate a correct airspeed by measuring the plane's movement over the ground.
Okay, we have that. We are on heading 190, and we have
7,000 feet on the altimeter.
Yes, correct. You're now reaching 7,000.
But neither the pilots nor the air traffic controller know that the altitude indicated on the scope is incorrect. It is coming from the plane's erratic computer.
The traffic controller would try to help the pilot, but he was receiving the wrong information on altitude. He was receiving a wrong indication from the captain's altimeter.
The reason the air traffic control system was transmitting improper altitude readout information to the airplane was because the airplane's altimeter, through the air data computer, would send the indicated altitude that the airplane was experiencing down to the radar unit, and of course it was incorrect, and they would read it off their readout down in the air traffic control center and transmit it back to the pilots, and of course it was incorrect because they were getting incorrect information to begin with.
Investigators would later discover that Aero Peru 603 was drifting downward, while the altimeters showed them at a near constant 10,000 feet. And the passengers are as yet unaware of the drama unfolding in the cockpit.
Avoid large or abrupt radar inputs. If normal left hydraulic system pressure available,
5 minutes after takeoff, Captain Schreiber orders Fernandez to scan the flight manual for some explanation of the warnings.
Yes, crosswind. Do not attempt an auto land.
In Lima, the air traffic controller continues to guide Aero Peru 603 back to the ground.
Aero Peru 603, we are observing you now at level 9,200. What is your heading now?
We're heading level 205.
affirmative.
You are turning slowly to the right, correct?
No, we are maintaining course to stay away from the coast.
With incorrect altitude information being transmitted from the aircraft to the tower, they do not know that the plane is descending.
Your distance is 30 miles. Do you want a heading to proceed to the localizer, correct?
Correct.
We're going to suggest course north 360.
360. We have problems here reading the instruments. You're going to have to help me with altitudes and airspeeds.
If it is possible.
Okay, received.
Let's go. The approach is set.
The 757's computers send critical warnings, information that the pilots are trained to obey, but cannot trust.
Let's try to make a descent on this heading.
It's climbing.
The airspeed plummets to below stall speed and then races up again.
Let's go down to 10,000 feet. Why does the speed go away so fast? Could it be the real speed?
That's what worries me. No, I don't think so. Can you verify our speed, please?
320 is indicated.
We have 350, but
The engines are on idle, but we keep accelerating and accelerating.
Okay, received.
Nerves are now stretched tight.
You can imagine the pilots, they're flying there. They don't have a true indication of the speed. They're obviously trying to fly the airplane and changing the attitude up and down. That in itself will change an indication of airspeed, although it was incorrect.
Both pilots were really confused. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to act. And they did unhuman efforts to save the aircraft. But, I mean, they were really tired and of all the work and all the confusion and all the alarms.
Fernandez suggests that they try the speed brakes used to rapidly slow the aircraft.
Extend the speed brakes.
For a moment, it appears to be working. Then, another warning.
All three indicators are fine on speed, overspeed.
Overspeed means the plane is flying too fast. The pilots cannot believe it, but the warning adds to their confusion. They are forced to choose, speed up or slow down. The lives of 70 people are in their hands. "15 minutes have passed since takeoff. Then the computerized brain of Aero Peru Flight 603 sends another burst of contradictory warnings.
Rudder ratio.
Can't be, nothing's disconnecting.
All engine instruments are okay.
What can our real speed be?
The speed indications are okay.
Lima Tower provides their only chance of survival.
We are observing you crossing the 260 of Lima at 31 miles west. Level is 10,700. Velocity is approximately 280
over the ground.
Perfect.
The controller's altitude reading is incorrect. Junk information being generated by the 757's computers and radioed to the tower.
Overspeed.
The brakes are on, but now another overspeed warning. Then the stall warning sounds.
Let's descend.
Can't be over speed. We're still flying.
They get a stall warning that the airplane is falling out of the sky. At the same time, they got overspeed warning. Impossible to have two contradictory alarms. Either you're stalling or either you're having an overspeed. So that created more confusion. Really, this problem has never happened before. It was a new emergency.
In aviation, you always figure, what's going to kill me? What is the critical thing? Let's take care of that first, and then we'll take care of the other lesser issues later on. When you get stall warning or when you get an overspeed indication, you need to pay attention to those immediately. In this case, they were getting both a stall warning and an overspeed. Well, which is right?
First Officer David Fernandez finally realizes that the odds are against a safe landing.
We request, is there any plane that can take off and rescue us?
Acknowledged. Rescue has been alerted.
Any plane in the area to guide us.
An Aero Peru that may be in the area. Anybody.
No, don't say anything like that.
Yes, because right now we are in a stall.
The stick shaker vibrates.